Hey everybody, welcome to CastorsCorner.com. I'm your host Khalil here for another toy of the day. You can go to CastorsCorner.com for a full gallery of this figure as well as our past archive. You can follow us. We are at Castors Corner on all social media. You can get one of these shirts, links below. And check out the Cornercast podcast, our podcast every Monday night wherever our podcasts are found. Apple Podcasts, of course, is my favorite choice for apps. So what do we got for us? Well, we're going back to the 86 line. We talked about Rekgar, or I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. Either you've seen the Rekgar one or Rekgar's coming up. So either way, I will say I'm kind of impressed with this new 86 wave itself so far as the transformations go compared to the Kingdom line, which you have seen me struggle with time and time again. So this time we're talking about this one. No, right here. One of the Sharkticons. We have seen many Sharkticons come up in the lines throughout the past, and I'll admit I have 4, 5, 6 few of them, thinking we need a lot of Sharkticons. And I don't know if at the $20 price point I am going to army build this guy. He just might be the leader of them, to be honest with you, and then the little ones are kind of like his minions that kind of attack and try to eat our heroes in a display someday. But great to go with the quintessons here. Super easy transformation, really great detailing on him, the big eyes, the big teeth. The pastel purple and blue with gray is just screaming 80s to me. So it is a wonderful kind of look for him. So just so you know, he is 2 per case. So I picked up one for me and one for our friend Ben. And then if you see Jazz on the shelves, he's a carryover from Wave 1. Jazz is included in the case 2. That's kind of what caught my eye first, because Gnaw here was hidden behind everything else. So he's pretty well balanced too. He stands like really well, given that most of the weight is here. These legs kind of balance it out, and it's really well balanced. You can see without really minimal effort here, he's able to kind of stand on his own on my hand, which is not level, with no problems. And so now I will attempt to transform on camera as much as I possibly can without you missing much. So first of all, his blaster comes off right there. Get some space here. Ooh, I don't want to drop stuff. Tail comes off, so it's a nice club there for him. So the legs become the arms, and the legs here become his arms. The legs are inside that he actually stands on. His head's inside the mouth there, right there. And now we're going to attempt, and his fin can come off, and I'm going to take it off just so I don't lose it as I'm transforming him. So he folds out like that. The legs fold out there. Boom. Arms fold back like that, and put them down there. Rotate this piece around right there. Fold it back over, pull down, and you're pretty much done, with the exception of like moving the little baby arms to the back and flipping out the hands, which are inside the wrist there. And you all have seen me struggle with the Kingdom line, with a lot of them, and some of the 86 stuff was a little more complicated, but overall, there we go. I mean, you can't get more 80s than this. You just can't. Put the blaster in his hands. Put the club in his hands, and then the fin goes back on his back. And so instead of going this way, they have you put it this way while he's in this mode. And boom, listen. If all Transformers were this easy, I would be a much happier person. Because I hate that when they get really complicated, and I know they have to do that to kind of hide the parts and get them to look good in both bot mode and robot mode. He doesn't have the articulation you would. I guess he does. He has a decent amount of articulation. There's hinges on his feet here. I forgot to pop out the feet to give him a little more balance points there. They do flip out there on the sides just to give you the ability to kind of put him in poses where you kind of need to kind of, you know, get the balance a little bit. So there's that. But he's going to look great with my Quintessons whenever I get a display set up. And the rest of the 86 line, just to give you an idea of scale, he is much shorter and squatter than Hot Rod here. But they do look good together. And then we have him. So $20 price point, $30 price point. Much, much smaller, but you would expect him to be smaller. And so, I don't know. I like him. He's cute. I had thought about army building this guy, but, you know, given how many of the little ones I have, I think having him be the leader, at least in my own head, and they gave him a name, you know, versus just Sharkticon. So it gives him a little more position, at least in my collecting head, to give him a different classification. So I think I'm good with one. I can honestly say that. I am not going to army build the hell out of this guy. It is one and done for me, for sure. But him and Wreck-Gar, honestly, they might be so far my two favorite. Grimlock was pretty good though, from the 86 line, and Hot Rod is like, this is one of my favorite characters in Transformers history. So the problem is he is not as easy to transform, and Rodimus, is he back there? I don't think he's back there anymore. Was difficult too, but like this is ease, and just for that, for ease and accuracy for look, I think it just stands out as one of my favorite Transformers from it, just because I don't feel like I'm gonna have to. I can have them in either mode, and it's not a production. I don't have to get out the instructions. I don't have to figure it out. So it's a nice. It's just nice. It's just nice when it's easy. It's easy and it looks good. And so between him and Wreck-Gar, it's been easy and they look good. So I can't complain too much about them. So you can check out a full gallery of him up on castorscorner.com. You can follow us. We are at Castors Corner on all social media. You can check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts. And you can hit the subscribe button for the podcast and for us. It's either under Wreck-Gar or under Gnaw Hair, and we really appreciate it, because the more we get subscribed, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And really, that's the best part of this whole 365-day journey. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night for another Toy of the Day here on castorscorner.com. Have a good night, everybody.